Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's add a little light. Take that. Oh, I got a good one for you today, everybody. It's been, whoa, this camera is, I feel like, a little, let's do that. I was saying, it's been a little bit, and I mean a long a bit, since I've last thrown up a little story time. And in reality, it's because, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have like the craziest story times from when I was growing up and shit. Like, I watched some YouTube videos and people are like, I was doing this and this at 16, 18 in college, I had the crazy. But I had like perfect attendance and really good grades in high school, you know what I'm saying? Which isn't like the recipe for going out and doing crazy shit. I had the most vanilla, like first 18 years ever. I barely snuck out, you know what I'm saying, type shit. But there's been a little incident that happened, we'll say in October of 2022 that I've been trying to just keep under wraps. I've been trying to deal with it. Realistically, in my opinion, this shit should have been thrown out so fucking long ago. But you know what? We're here now. My record's clean now. The case has been dismissed, so I can finally talk about it. It's almost 2 years ago, bro. I was gonna say a year and a half, but that's coming up on like 22 months or something like that I've been dealing with this nonsense. So hang on, before we get into what happened, why I was not even arrested, like detained, held, fucking got some crazy charges they were trying to throw at me. The state of California is different, bro. I'll tell you what, they were trying to make an example out of me, I think. But anyway, big shout out to my homie over at Must Be Nice Donuts, man. That's what we're rocking with today. That's what we're gonna smoke on while I tell this story. We got a half gram of Feel Good LA in here, bro. Half gram of Feel Good. If you don't know Feel Good, some of the best rosin out there. The fact that it's rolled in this doink with some OG sour diesel rosin is just unheard of. So this story starts in San Diego, of all places. Not LA, where I currently live, and not Texas, where I used to live, which is like a very important part of the story, all right? So it's actually a little date night. I'm just gonna set the night for you, fresh out of the San Diego Zoo, one of the best zoos in the country, and we're going to a little date night. You know what I mean? A little steak action, whatever, this, that. It's downtown San Diego. And the way downtown San Diego works, or really any downtown if you've ever been there, is there's really no parking for individual buildings, right? They're big ass lots. You kind of park there, pay for parking, and walk to where you need to go. So that's exactly what I did. Had the whip, parked it in a spot, went to get dinner, and as I'm coming back to the car, right, super full, just had a super fantastic dinner, I think I'm about to fucking get laid type shit, like, bro, we're about to go home to my place, you know, it was a great day. I open my car door, and as soon as the car door opens, you know, the light turns on the inside, a flashlight shines right at me from the back, and he shines the light, and he says, I see the gun, don't fucking touch it. And I was like, I just immediately put my hands up and I'm like, what the fuck is it? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, I'm walking to my car. What's happening right now? Like, what is going on? And this is an important time to remember that I'm from Texas, right? I'm a big Second Amendment believer. In Texas, your car is an extension of your home. So anything that you can have in your house, you can legally have in your car as well. It's not like that in California. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not like that. So apparently, which is why this should have been thrown out in the first place. Like, apparently this cop was just shining his light through car doors and saw that I happened to have a little weapon in the side of my shit. You know what I mean? He saw it and just waited there for me. Which I thought was illegal as shit. Like, as soon as he like started to like, you know, put me in handcuffs and do all this, I was like, bro, this is gonna get thrown out immediately. Like, I wasn't like waving the gun around. I wasn't being reckless. Like, it was tucked away. You wouldn't have even seen it. Like, you would have had to like literally shine a light in the door, and it's not like I was giving probable cause. I wasn't, bro, I have no idea how the case didn't immediately get thrown out. But apparently San Diego police have the authority to just search your shit when you're not even being there, which is insane, all right, which is insane. I slowly back up, they put me in cuffs, my girl started to like freak out, she's starting to like tear up a little bit, she's like, what the fuck is going on, like, you had a gun? And I'm like, bro, like, what's happening right now? I was literally sitting there, and I was like a couple drinks after dinner, you know, I wasn't drunk because I was, you know, I was chilling, but I was like, bro, there's no way this is happening to me right now, right? Like, I would understand if I did some dumb shit, but I just lived my life, walked to my car, and now I'm getting arrested. Like, this is insane. Now, also important to mention, because I'm from Texas, there are certain things that are legal in Texas that are not legal here in California for a weapon that you own. Listen, man, I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm pleading ignorance. I was new here type shit. You know, I didn't know what I couldn't have type shit. But as soon as he takes my weapon, as soon as he inspects it, he's like, oh, this might be a little problem, buddy. And he immediately starts counting down all the violations that I have. And he hits me with, I think, 4 or 5 different violations for one weapon. I get hit with a weapon that's not concealed. I get hit with one in the chamber. I get hit with hollow point rounds, which are not legal in California. I get hit with a high capacity magazine. And I get hit with, the biggest one, an unregistered firearm, because it was registered in Texas. Like, everything that I just got hit with is completely legal in Texas. Like, if this same exact thing happened in Texas, the cop would be like, oh, nice gun. And then I'd go and be around my way. You know what I mean? But the fact that all this happened, and it was like he was asking for proof that it was mine, and I was like, oh, I can pull it up, like I got the records, because I do have the email, and I was trying to do that while in my handcuffs, like on the top of the car. The craziest part was, it's like a Friday night downtown San Diego, so I'm on top of my car, handcuffed, and there's just a shitload of people walking by. They're shouting at me. They're like, free the guy. They're like, what'd he do? Like, fuck cop. Like, there's some love going on in the crowd. I don't think they know me, right? No one knows it's me. Bro, thank God no one was like, oh my God, Eric Khan, and I'm just like arrested on the fucking, nah, hell nah. Thankfully, none of that happened, but there's a lot of shouting, chirping. I remember specifically they called for backup. The second cop car comes and he's like, oh, this is a nice gun. It's a shame we're gonna have to take it. I'm like, bro, fuck y'all. Like, cops are kind of assholes like that, bro. They'll just yap because they know you can't say anything back, and like, they're just kind of assholes. They're like bullies almost. Like, fuck a cop, bro. But I can't say that fully, because to be honest with you, I should have gone to jail that night, no doubt. Like, those 5 charges on majority of people, I'm not gonna lie, like 80 to 90% of people, you're going to the slammer that night. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a nice guy. I'm a respectful guy. Yes, sir, no, ma'am. You know what I mean? Yes, sir, please. You know what I mean? Like, all that. As long as you're not a fucking dickhead, like, I could have totally been like, this is illegal, like, you can't fucking take that. I could have freaked the fuck out, right? And I would have 100% gone to jail that night. Like, no doubt in my mind. And he even told me, actually, he told me some really weird, crazy, fucked up shit, but it was just some cop speak, I guess. He was like, you know, you would be going to jail tonight, son, but he said, you're not exactly who we're looking for. And I said, what the fuck? And I was like, wait, like, what do you mean by that, bro? Like, what do you mean by that? And he was like, well, we're in San Diego. We're right across the border. Said there's a lot of dangerous stuff that happens over here, which translated to me, like, if I was a little darker, I would have been in jail. 100% is literally what he told me. So I was like, that's pretty fucking nuts. But yeah, like, a whole hour and a half ordeal. I'm just sitting there handcuffed. They're trying to figure out what the fuck to do. I'm like, yes sirring and yes pleasing my way out of there. I think the funny thing, I made a little joke. I was like, yo, can I at least like snap a little pic while I'm handcuffed? And they laughed and they're like, no, you can't do that, man. Yeah, took my gun. At the end of the hour and a half, they look at me and they're like, you know what? We don't think you're too much of a danger. I think he asked me, he's like, you gonna be all right if I let you go? And I think I was 100% certain I was going to jail. Like, I was already telling the girl, I was like, yo, here's who to call. Like, you gotta bail me out. Like, I can transfer you money. I was already trying to figure out like the next 12 hours. Cause at the very least I was gonna stay the night, right? Like, there wasn't any chance that I was getting out that night. It was already like midnight or something. So I was gonna spend the night there, 100%. It was gonna be my first night there. I already accepted it. I was like, yeah, like, I gotta do all this shit. And then he asked me, he's like, are you gonna be fine if I uncuff you and let you go? And I was like, I think I could have cried. I think I actually could have cried. Cause I was like, wait, I'm getting let free? Like, what the fuck do you mean? That's crazy, bro. You just hit me with some crazy charges. And he was like, yeah, whatever, like, we'll figure it out later. So they let me go. After that whole ordeal, they let me go. I have a charge, I got a court date, I got this and that, and I'm so confident that it's gonna get thrown out. Because like I said, how you just gonna search me and like, I didn't do anything wrong, you know what I mean? But it is indeed, the way they explained it to me, they were like, if we could see it looking in the car, then like, we don't want a bad guy or a homeless person to like also see it, break my window, grab the blick, you know what I mean? Like, so I could understand, like, as soon as they explained it like that, I was like, all right, I did probably fuck up by having it. I didn't even know it was visible. I'm 100% sure if you don't have a flashlight, it would not have been visible, all right? Anyway, after that whole ordeal, I do indeed get to go home. We do indeed have some fucking, bro, that was like the most stressful like sex of my, you know what I mean? When you're just stressed the fuck out and you need to like beat something up, she got punished that. I'm not gonna lie. It's not my fault though. Blame the San Diego Police Department. Anyway, I get a lawyer on my case. And I'm like, yo, dude, this is some bullshit. Like, what the fuck was this? I'm talking to him on the phone about it, and he's like, yeah, man, we can get this figured out. No worries. I think I can get it thrown out. He does not get it thrown out, but instead I get put on a little diversion program, I think it was, which basically just means for 1 whole year from the date that the little contract started, I could not obviously break any laws, own, touch any firearms, do anything crazy like that in the state of California. And I also had to complete, I think, 30 hours of community service, and I also had to complete a gun safety course, just because, you know, I was being unsafe and stuff. And after all that happened, after 1 full year, that finally that 1 full year finally happened, because it was like months and months before they even saw my case, right? So like October the incident happened. My original court date was for like January, got pushed back, and I think it finally happened in like June. Finally happened in June. So June they give me the paper, and I think by the time July, like June last year, 2023, I get the paper. It's finally completed July 2024, which is just last month. Bring it to the court, bring all the evidence to the judge, and he's like, all right, your case has been, boink, dismissed. I got a little text message from my lawyer, Jay. I was hyped, all right? I was pumped. I couldn't believe it. Which, I don't know, in my opinion, in the first place, it shouldn't have happened, right? In the first place, I shouldn't have even caught a charge. But the fact that I beat the case a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was really just the lawyer. I didn't really, like, do anything, I guess. I guess the only thing that I like did properly out of this whole situation was not freak the fuck out to the cops. Like, I feel like I see so many videos of people just escalating it, and I'm like, yo, you didn't need to do that, right? Like, you never know what can happen with some feds, bro. Like, cops have like this crazy immunity. They got a badge and a gun and an ego trip, power problem. Like, I ain't trying to be their friend, but I'm definitely not trying to be their enemy at that moment, right? Like, I ain't trying to be buddy-buddy with him, but if you're in some fucking shit, bro, if you're in some trouble, like, just shut up or be nice, right? Like, don't fucking, even if you're getting illegally fucked over, right? Like, I thought for sure I was at least gonna, like, get it thrown out. Maybe I thought they were gonna, like, push me into the car. I mean, catch a little charge, sue the city. I don't know. I thought I was gonna, you know what I'm saying? I thought some shit was gonna go down. I felt thoroughly wronged that whole time, but never once was I, like, screaming or combative or fucking just being an issue. You know what I'm saying? I feel like shit could have gone wrong 100%, especially with the, like, you know, the shit that was happening at the time, right? Like, they find a gun with no name on it and it's in your fucking car. Like, bro, nah, that's about as bad as it gets, bro. I thought I was gonna go away for some time. I was like thinking about Pine Park and shit. I was like, bro, this just started. I'm fucked. Like, I was like, wow, this is all really just falling apart right now. But it's okay, because later, we're good. I can finally go apply for a license now so I can carry in California. I heard getting your CCW is way easier than it was a few years ago, so maybe it's a blessing, you know what I mean? But now, my record's completely clean. The case has been dismissed. I'm just kind of vibing and living now, thankfully, you know what I'm saying? Moral of the story? Shut up, get a lawyer, fuck the police. I think that's like the best 3 things that I can tell you from this whole experience. It was cool though. Nah, it wasn't cool. What the fuck am I talking about? Fuck the police, that whole experience. Like, the only cool thing was the cop let me go at the end of the night, which I think was against the advice of some of his peers, because he was super hyped about it. He was like, oh my God, this is my first gun charge. I think he told me that. He was like, this is my first gun that I've ever got from a criminal. And I was like, bro, chill out. Like, y'all act like I'm fucking gangbanging and shit. Like, they were treating me crazy, bro. I think they thought I was like a fucking illegal immigrant, like with some fucking bad stuff. I don't know, man. It's scary. It's scary out there. Fuck the police. Make sure you get licenses and permits for all your shit. Don't be silly. Read up on the laws if you move to a new place. You know what I mean? I definitely fucked up a couple times in this story, but I don't think I did anything like that. It should have been thrown out. I'm gonna stay 10 toes on it to this day, bro. Even in 20 years in the future, bro, I'm gonna be like, fuck that cop. That shit shouldn't have even happened, you know? But I'm grateful. I'm blessed, right? I'm still very grateful that nothing happened now, that I'm a clean boy now. I don't even got a misdemeanor on my record right now. I might owe a parking ticket or 2 that I haven't paid, but shit. Kind of chilling, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, there's your story time for you. I'm officially free. Fuck the feds. We've beat the case. Let me get a thumbnail even. But yeah, anyways, I think that's gonna be it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm absolutely zooted. I'm only halfway through with this doink, but I just had to tell that quick story real quick. You know, I just had to let you guys know that I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy. I don't got no cases and no charges. I'm a clean individual with a clean record right now that's trying to just get some guns legally here in California. But yeah, shout out to the Second Amendment. It's crazy that you can't even have it in your car here. That's the craziest thing to me, bro. Or if it is in your car, it has to be locked away, and like the magazine's got to be separate and shit. There's a lot of weird shit going on in California, man. I don't know about all that, but hey. Also, okay, we'll end it. Okay, we'll end this. We'll end it on a little bonus story time. So, as you know, part of that contract that I signed with the government, it was you cannot get in trouble for the next year for anything. I think it was excluding traffic violations. So you can get parking tickets, speeding tickets, whatever, but you cannot get like any other misdemeanor, any other charge, like, or they're gonna fucking send your ass to jail or upgrade the whatever. Yeah, it was gonna be bad if I got caught up again with anything, right? So, story time. I'm going to Rolling Loud, going through this separate entrance, like almost like an artist entrance, I guess. And I'm in the passenger seat, right? It's not my whip, but I didn't realize that the driver of this car had a little weapon on him, right? So apparently through this second entrance, like they're checking every inch of the car, they're bringing dogs around, and the gun gets flagged. And I'm in the passenger seat, it's in the glove box. So I start like, yo, listen, bro, like, if anything, like, I need to get the fuck out of here. I start freaking out. I'm like, wait a minute, like, hang on, I can't even be close to this fucking thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to be associated with this shit. And especially because it was an actual sheriff at the venue, like at Rolling Loud, that was checking cars. It wasn't just a cop, it wasn't just LAPD, it wasn't just security even. Motherfucker had a sheriff badge on. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, I think I might be going to jail. But no, it's okay. It was super cool. Thankfully, that incident, I mean, it wasn't even mine, but that incident got cleared up fucking thankfully. They actually let us go. They're like, just drive it out of here. Like, I don't want to see that shit, which is crazy, bro. But, whew. All right, yeah, that one right there. Cause it was like, I'm not about to get hoed right now, right? I was like, I've actually been a good boy. There's no way I get fucked over on some shit that's not even mine. I was like, my shit was racing, bro. I was so high. I was thinking of so many things. I was like, bro, I was just trying to have a good night, go to Rolling Loud. I'm about to get arrested. Like, that just happens, though. I'm usually pretty cool, calm, collected under pressure. But every once in a while, you, like, start to get that, like, you just start to prepare. You don't start to freak out. You're like, all right, I'm getting arrested. Like, how am I gonna plan? You know what I mean? Like, who am I gonna give the bail money to? Like, what phone number do I have to remember? Like, you don't freak out, but you start preparing yourself a little bit for the next step, because you're like, I'm fucked. Yeah, I'm pretty fucked. Yeah, so I guess that happened twice. Thankfully, we've survived. All right, we've survived. I'd like to say that I used all my luck on blowing up on YouTube, but every once in a while it pulls through. Every once in a while it's like, you know, I could have had like a bad luck of the draw with that first cop. He could have been an asshole. The second cop could have been like, you're next to it. You know what I mean? And like some crazy shit. You know, the law is always trying to fuck you over. Like, I'm not with all that, bro. I'm not with all that. I'm a good guy. I like following the laws, okay? Fuck the police, though. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be it from me, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you want more story times, you're not going to get them. Because honestly, I don't have too many crazy stories. But that's going to be it for me. I love you. I'll see you next time. Make sure to shut the fuck up and lawyer up most of the time. That'll fix your problems. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Woo.